Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. This is All's Well Lifestyle. My name is T. Marie. I am a life coach and an author, and I help people live and be their highest self. Today, we're going to be talking about self-love. Self-love. Now, depending where you're from or basically what generation you were raised in, you may or may not be familiar with this phrase or this way of being. Self-love is important. Definitely be sure to let me know in the chat if you know what self-love is, if you practice it, what you think about it. You can always do that during the live broadcasts by tuning in and joining the chat at tmarie.com/events. Anyhow, so this concept of self-love, I know for me right now, living here in Michigan, the season is changing. I'm telling you, the first day of fall occurred, and it's as though a seasonal curtain just closed. I mean, it was like first day of fall, and here literally came the fall. We're experiencing beautiful cloudy skies. There's crisp air. We're in the 60s now. The leaves are changing and falling from the trees. There's rain. It's just a whole new vibe, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful because just like in nature, we are natural beings. And so there are these seasons, these habits or methods or ways of being in which we can be at the premium peak experience or performance, if you will. So self-care, self-love definitely has to do with that. As I said, having this season change and having this experience of really being able to have the atmosphere help me see that it's a new season is a whole new world. I'm originally from California, and in California, it is sunny and mild all the time. And that is a very beautiful experience. It's wonderful to have temperate weather and sunny skies and blue sky. But this additional help, if you will, of truly seeing the seasons change, it's really bringing me to a sense of our natural rhythms, our natural timing. And so self-love it has been made popular recently, and it has to do with us loving ourselves. But depending on where you are in the world, so culturally and also generationally, what are your thoughts about that? There are whole generations that were raised to believe and do, and it was an outward experience, and there wasn't too much kind of care for the self or love for the self because it just wasn't something that was taught or popular. And so, what are your thoughts? Definitely share with me in the chat if you are tuning in a live broadcast at tmarie.com/events or any of the other places that are live streaming. And you can always, of course, reach out to me at Twitter and let me know what you're thinking as well. So, during the show, I like to go into music so we can greater experience the message, get some wonderful emotional and potentially physical relief. And then that's a great time where I can interact with you during these live broadcasts. So as we go into this first song, I just want to kind of ask you, what is self-love to you? And when was the last time that you were loving to yourself? So definitely, let's consider this. Let's think about this. When was the last time that we were loving to ourselves? Do we even know what that means? What is that to us? Definitely, these are the things that we are considering today as we dive into this concept of self-love. We're going to also go into ways to incorporate it and benefits and much more. But right now, do you know what self-love is? What is it to you? And when was the last time that you actually practiced it? So definitely hit me up in the chat and let me know. We are talking about self-love today, and that's a good way to kick it off. Good morning, gorgeous. I know it may be midday, but good midday, good evening, good afternoon. The point is, hello there, gorgeous. I'm so glad you're here with me today. We are talking about self-love. And so we kicked it off by asking ourselves, what is self-love to me? And when was the last time, if ever, that I've practiced it? This is important for us because, this self-love concept is a really gentle, wonderful, easy way that we can keep our confidence, our spirits, our emotions on a higher vibration. And it's something we can do for ourselves. So it's a very powerful, powerful thing. So, how can you incorporate self-love? How can you incorporate that? And what does it even mean? Like I said, depending on what generation you are, or culturally even, this might be a foreign concept to you because it just might not be something anybody ever spoke about or kind of taught you to do. And so it is, quite frankly, a learned behavior, I believe. Self-love is something we need to teach ourselves. We need to teach ourselves that it's okay for us to love ourselves. We need to teach ourselves what that means for us. And we also need to be able to figure out what actions feel loving for ourselves. There's an author who wrote a book about the 5 love languages. And the premise of that book was basically that everybody speaks a different love language. There are 5. And he states that you can be super loving to someone, but if you're not speaking their particular love language, then they're simply not receiving what you're transmitting, because the love language that they speak is not the same as the love language you speak. For example, if your love language is gifts, and so you're like, I love you, I'm just giving you so many gifts because here's something and here's something and here's something. And the other person's love language is, physical contact, then you're not understanding each other. And it's an interesting concept because I think that the same thing is for us. So when it comes to loving ourselves, how are ways we can love ourselves? Well, it depends on what you love and what makes you feel good. But here are some examples, and that's the main premise. The main premise is to basically figure out what feels good to you. What can you give yourself, do for yourself, help yourself with, that would feel good and loving to you? This is a good, empowering practice because then it also helps us to remember that we have power over our feelings. We have power over our confidence, over our self-esteem. So for example, just using the love language example, let's say I love gifts. Now, of course, it would be great if people just started to give me gifts. But if I love gifts and I'm sitting around and waiting and hoping for people to give me gifts, a great self-love practice would be to give myself gifts. And these gifts can range from large or small depending on my budget and depending on all the factors that are necessary to be responsible and truly healthy, right? But I can certainly give myself gifts. Perhaps I could buy myself a book or a special treat from a restaurant that I like, or insert whatever the gift is there, right? Perhaps a loving thing could be a loving service or a loving break or a loving sensation of help. See, some of us, we really wish we had help. And it can be challenging because people aren't coming to our rescue. They're not coming to our help, to our need. So what do? How can we love ourselves in this process? Because self-love ultimately is the act of self-support, of self-assistance, right? So what we can do is we can help ourselves to get the help we need. Can we call on any type of machinery or automation on things, using our apps or different things to help us to do tasks or remember things? Can we, reach out and ask for help to certain trusted people and just instead of waiting around, get some help for ourselves? Can we just set a boundary and say, you know what, kids or husband or friends or social circle, you know what, I'm going to take this afternoon or this weekend, etc., and I'm going to go ahead and do something for myself. You don't have to explain it to them. You could just take that time and then go ahead and do something that supports you in a loving way. And that can be so many things. That can be taking some time to learn something that you've really, really been interested in. That can be taking some time to relax, which will feel foreign at first if you're not used to it. But drawing a bath, taking a nap, letting yourself sleep in, watching a series of funny movies or videos, things that help you to feel nurtured and loved. That is self-love, and those are some ways to do it. It's important for us to love ourselves. And so as we go into this next song, definitely chat with me and let me know how you feel you can incorporate self-love now. What are some ways that sound good to you that would make you feel like, yes, I'm loved, I'm supported, I'm cherished, I matter. Yes, I'm being replenished in a good way. Let me know, how can you incorporate self-love now? Yes, yes, yes. Sweet, sweet love. Oh my goodness. Big shout out to those of you that have been engaging in the chat. Hello, hello to Ricky. Hello, hello to Helen. Hello, hello to Sandy and April and Tony and Stephanie. And hello to Judes, who's checking in, and he's just on a work break. I hope you have a great day at work today. We had some really wonderful insights, and because, a big part of this collaborative is that it is collaborative. And so let me just go ahead and share. Oh, Ashley is here. Ashley, hello there, my love. And big, big hugs to your sweet boy, if he is awake right now. We have had some great revelations coming in. And so I definitely want to share this because these are good ways for us all to be able to enjoy self-love and benefit. Okay. So Stephanie says, breathing deeper and smiling more. Breathing deeper and smiling more. Isn't that a wonderful way we can give ourselves self-love? I love this so much. And then April shares words of affirmation and the revelation that we can give words of affirmation to ourselves, which is yes, yes, yes. Yes, indeed, we can do that. And it's very powerful, might I add, if you do it in front of a mirror when you get the chance. Maybe, you just use the restroom or you came to wash your hands and you can just give a little word of encouragement to yourself. It's a fantastic practice. Tony says, giving himself gifts, even if it means the gift of time. And yes, that is so important. And I can so relate to that because this weekend, that's one of the ways I gave myself a lot of love. And that was just giving myself time to totally marinate and do what I wanted to do. And I know that might seem so simple, friends, but I'm telling you, it is not, because how often are we rushing from one task to the next? And even if it doesn't feel like rushing, because sometimes rushing feels like you're just rushing, and sometimes rushing is just you're feeling efficient, right? And so you're like, okay, I'm going to do the groceries, then I'm going to do the laundry, then I'm going to clean the house, then I'm going to make food, then I'm going to and you're just efficient, right? But what a world of difference when you give yourself the gift of time and you just allow yourself to marinate in what you're doing. And I did all weekend long, and it has filled me up with so much joy and purpose and a renewed sense of energy. And I did all kinds of tasks. I did laundry, and I got completed some studies that led to additional certifications. I'm now certified. I'm a certified Reiki practitioner. This is something I've been working on for years now, and it was something I was able to experience the culmination because I just languished and enjoyed and was able to take a series of tests. Yes, friends, this is wonderful. Now, let's talk about some benefits. Let's talk about some benefits of self-love because I don't want us to leave that out. It's very important. So, benefits of self-love can go deep and wide. On the surface, when we love ourselves, whether it's through words of encouragement, giving ourselves time, giving ourselves gifts, giving ourselves the space and understanding to just honor where we're at right now, maybe giving ourselves a nap or rest, essentially loving yourself like you would a small child, right? When we do this for ourselves, we simply feel better. We feel better. We are more grounded, more peaceful because we are satisfied. We're getting things that we need. But we also feel empowered. We feel confident and encouraged because we're remembering that we have the power to do this for ourselves. And so even though it's always wonderful when other people do these things for us, when that is lacking, for whatever reason, we remember, hey, I can do this for me. And that means we're happier and more fulfilled to begin with. And that leads to additional benefits in our relationships, professional and personal and everything. Because now we're coming from a more fulfilled place. And that is fantastic. The action, the practice of self-love truly has benefits that ripple not only through us in our mind and our body, our spirit, but also it ripples outside of us because now that goodness, it's solid inside of us. And so we have that much more to radiate and share. It's phenomenal. So these are some of the benefits that we experience when we practice self-love. So definitely consider this, and let's get to know each other, chat it up as we enter into this next little song to just seal the deal, seal the power of self-love and what it can do for us, okay? Let's chat it up. I hope you got that, little crew. I hope you got that, sweetheart. I know your mommy got it for you. That song was I Love Me by Meghan Trainor. And it's a good one. Stephanie loves that too. And I do too. I love the swing that song has. Helen loves it too. Yes. I'm so glad. Oh, friends, it's such a joy to be with you like this every week. So please come on back, same place, same time, and join me again. Those of you that are interested in supporting the show, your donations go a long way, so thank you for that. And definitely, let's stay connected. Visit me at tmarie.com and join my email list because that's where you'll get invitations, exclusives, and the rest. And it only happens once a week on Monday, so you will not be bombarded, I promise. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. Thank you so much for connecting with me and for interacting with each other. Remember that you have the power to love yourself. You are worthy of it, and it's something that is easy and simple for you to do to stay in your power. Okay, talk to you again very, very soon. And have a great day.